Monday. Welcome to another week of Reading with Miss Triangle. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you a picture of the book that we're about to read, and then I want you to make a prediction on what you think this book is going to be about. So, what do you see? What colors and shapes are you noticing? What do you think this book is going to be about? So now we see a little bit more. What else do you see? What colors are you noticing? Has your prediction changed or has it stayed the same? What about now? Has your prediction changed? What colors and shapes? What do you think we're going to be reading about today? All right, last one before the final reveal. What do you see? What do you think we're going to be reading about? What is this book going to be about? We're going to be talking about bearded dragons. Did you guess correctly? I hope so. So today we're going to be reading an informational book. So it is non-fiction. And this is about bearded dragons. Hopefully it'll load. And this is on Get Epic. So if you like this book, go on and hop on there. And it's called You Have a Pet. What? Bearded Dragons. We got our table of contents. And we're going to find out a little bit about bearded dragons. So if you're ready, spaghettis, I want you to put your little finger as a mustache, a bow, or behind your ear. If you are ready, spaghetti. I think I'm going to go with a mustache. All right, here we go. Dragons. Not just for fairy tales. Imagine having a dragon as a best friend. This dragon can crawl up your arm and perch on your shoulder. No worries about breathing fire. This dragon is tame, curious, and funny. Bearded dragons are reptiles. Spiny scales run down both sides of their head, throat, and bodies. These soft spines resemble the whiskers of a human and make them look like they have beards. Their size, playful personality, and good temperament make bearded dragons one of the most popular reptiles to have as a pet. So if you see there, it looks kind of like he has a little beard because it looks like whiskers, but they're scales. Bearded dragons head to toe. Bearded dragons have a flattened body and triangular shaped head with ear holes on each side. Rows of teeth run along the top and bottom of their wide mouth. Their long tail equals their body length. Strong legs make them great climbers. Nimble climbers. So, some fun facts. In the wild, when they want to go really fast, they actually run on 2 legs instead of 4. They got their beard, their ear holes, their sharp claws, and a really, really long tail. Their tail is the same size as their body. So I'm not going to read all the fun facts on here, so you'll have to get on Get Epic if you want to see more about the bearded dragon. What do you think that is? Baby dragons hatch from eggs. Their mother digs a hole in sand and lays 11 to 30 oval-shaped eggs. She covers her eggs and leaves them alone to hatch in the warm sand. About 2 months later, they emerge. Hatchlings start out 2 to 4 inches long. They reach full size in 12 months. Adults range in size from 12 to 24 inches and weigh between 12 and 20 ounces. Bearded dragons live up to 8 years in the wild. In captivity, they live between 12 and 14 years. Bearded dragons are typically brown or gray, but many color variations called morphs have been created by breeders. Morphs range in colors from red to yellow. Their skin can be silky smooth or bumpy. While growing, beardies shed their skin every 3 to 4 weeks. When full grown, they shed twice per year. So this is not natural, this red one. The breeders made that color. I don't know how. Look that up. Why did you turn? Land of the Bearded Dragon. Bearded dragons exist naturally only in the desert region of Australia, so that's where they're only naturally living. They live throughout the continent, but specific types of dragons vary from place to place. Woodlands, savannas, and deserts are their natural habitats. They are commonly seen basking on rocks or climbing through trees and bushes. There he is, basking on a rock, kind of like sunbathing. Bearded dragons were first introduced to the United States in the early 1990s. Some experts speculate that a group of Australian bearded dragons were smuggled into the United States illegally. Today, any bearded dragon in the U.S. was bred and raised in captivity. Reptile owners consider them to be one of the best lizard pets. So if there are any bearded dragons here, they are living in captivity, which means they are not living out in the wild. This reptile enjoys being with humans. Very rarely do they show aggression. They will sit and relax on a person's body. They enjoy being handled and stroked. They are fairly easy to maintain and don't require walks. Sit back and watch beardies be themselves. Observe their unique ways of communicating. They make no sound except for some hissing when frightened. Body movements and color changes indicate their moods. Beardies commonly used head bopping to show dominance. Arm waving shows submission. Their beards flare out and darken when they feel threatened or when mating. Color changes occur during rivalry and temperature changes. And so if you want to know what each behavior means, get on Get Epic and it tells you what the behavior is and what that behavior means. Bearded baby dragons should be at least 6 weeks old before they come home with you. Whether you choose a baby or an adult, look for a pet that is plump, alert, and happy and healthy. They should have clear skin and clear eyes. Beardies can be nervous at first, like all of us, but they quickly warm up to their humans. When a beardie first comes home, it needs time alone in its new enclosure. Talk to it. Watch to see what it wants to do. Your pet needs to know that you're not a threat. Gotta make him feel safe. Let your pet get to know you. Gently stroke the beardie along its head and back. You want your pet to get used to you holding and petting it, but start slowly. Offer it food treats as rewards. Happy, healthy beardies. A healthy dragon is a happy dragon. These omnivores have hearty appetites and special nutritional requirements. They require a balance of live insects and leafy green vegetables. Look, got like a little kid who's holding it. He likes being held. It likes insects. Insects must be raised especially for pet consumption. Offer only clean, fresh vegetables. Feed fresh fruits as a snack. In captivity, their diet needs to be supplemental with vitamins and calcium D3. Adult dragons need 80% leafy greens and 20% insects. Feed adults once or twice daily. Baby dragons need 80% insects and 20% greens. Feed babies several times a day. So adults only get paid. Adults only get fed twice a day, while babies need more food. Why do we think that is? Why do babies need more food than adults? Some foods to keep bearded dragons healthy. Dragons have special requirements for hydration. They take in water through their skin, so they need soaking or misting often. They need a constant supply of fresh water for drinking. Regular baths allow them to soak and drink at the same time. He's getting a little bath. Use a toothbrush to just clean them up. A proper indoor environment should mimic their natural habitats. Special reptile cages ensure proper safety, temperature, and lighting. Beardies need 12 to 14 hours of light during the day and no light at night. Reptiles need both UVA and UVB light rays. Proper lighting promotes digestion and warmth for basking. And then you need to make sure you have the correct temperature. Can't be too hot, can't be too cold. Like all pets, bearded dragons need regular checkups. Expect the vet to examine their eyes, mouth, and skin to see if anything looks wrong. Beardies need yearly checks for signs of internal parasites. Protection for bearded dragons. Australia has strict laws to protect bearded dragons. In the 1960s, they banned the sale of wild bearded dragons to the pet industry. Beardies cannot be taken from the wild. In Australia, pet owners need a license to keep a bearded dragon as a pet. So make sure you take it to the vet to keep him healthy, and then make sure you bought it legally so you don't get in trouble. In the United States, bearded dragons must be captive bred only. People who breed or sell these animals must have a permit. Bearded dragons should never be released in the wild. That would be cruel to the animal and a threat to the environment. So don't go stick them outside. You won't be able to survive. And there's some facts you can read. You can pause this if you want to read them. Or get on Get Epic. And there's our glossary and our index. So, some questions I want y'all to answer today. What would be some challenges to having a bearded dragon as a pet? What would be hard about taking care of a bearded dragon? And the second question, why do you think Australia has such strict rules in order to own a bearded dragon? Why do you think you can't just go and pick one up from the store, easy peasy? I don't know. See if you can figure it out. See if you can find out any other cool facts about bearded dragons. And if you want to learn more about dragons, come back at 2:30 to our Zoom session, and we're going to see something else about dragons. Love you all, miss you all, and I will see you this afternoon.